Fine, I'll do it.
That David Jones. Oh my god.
I know.
No, sorry. What?
Go take a picture with him. Go take a picture with him.
I don't have a camera.
She has good.
Oh yeah. Excuses. Yeah.
Thank you. I just found out that our time together today is going to be put onto the internet live. So say hello to the internet. Now you know what it's like to be me. The internet does not ever give you your innocence back. Once it takes it, it keeps it forever. I would, before I get started, my performance today is released under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike license. If you decide to do something, if you get excited and make something with it, I would love to know about it. If you don't know what any of the stuff I just talked about meant, just find the nearest nerd, and they'll help you out. I'm going to tell you two stories today, but before I tell you those two stories, I'm going to tell you a story. My life has gotten really weird in the last about 12 months, I guess. After coming to define myself as someone who was really struggling to be a working actor, I suddenly became a working actor. And the amount of time that I spent as a writer and the amount of time that I spent as an actor have kind of inverted. And I am behind on all my writing projects. I was going through my blog trying to find an amusing story to read, and I was like, oh, YouTube video, conversation with the dog, YouTube video. There's nothing that I can do because I've been really busy. And most of the projects that I've been working on are things that are secret, that I can't really talk about. So I've had this sort of emptiness of material that I've been able to create. There's this weird thing that happens when you're a working actor. You have these development meetings, and by you I mean me. I have these development meetings. So I have been asked frequently in about the last year to go to tall glass buildings, to sit in offices and have meetings with people who are interested in developing programming specifically to include me in it. It's the weirdest thing in the world. You don't have to, thank you, but that's not why I'm done. That's not why I said that. It's just weird, you know, because I'd gotten so used to this experience as an actor of working really hard to prepare like this much material, and then going in and finding out we're really only going to read this much material today, and we're not interested in you actually being here. So, about 10 months ago, I had a development meeting, and it was awesome. Like this, a network said, we really want to talk to you about doing a show with us. And I said, okay, that sounds awesome. And I went down to their tall glass building, and I had a meeting that I expected would last about 20 minutes. It went closer to 90 minutes because it was an enthusiastic, wonderful meeting. When the meeting was over, the person I met with said, now listen, this is a really early stage kind of meeting. It's going to be a very long time before you hear anything from us. I mean, it's probably going to be like 6 or maybe 8 months. So there's this thing that happens in the entertainment industry. It happens all the time. You have a meeting, and by you I mean me. I have a meeting. I have an audition. I get a call that says, we want you to come in and read for this part. I prepare things, and then generally as I'm on my way out the door, I get another phone call that says, actually, we've changed the role, you don't need to come in now. And this just happened to me recently. A friend of mine is directing a TV show, and he asked for me to send some tape because he wanted to cast me in this particular role. And I said, well, that's great, I would love to do that. So I did all of the things, and about 5 days after I sent in the material, he texted me and he said, yeah, so they've actually changed the character. It's sort of, now the character's kind of like a short, bald guy with mommy issues. And I replied back, well, I can totally be that, you know, I can, well, thank you for thinking of me. So what happens frequently is it has nothing to do, getting a job has very little to do with me as an actor, and it has to do with all of these other circumstances. So I actually got an email from my manager, which is weird because I've been doing this long enough to remember when we talked on the phone for things. I was just talking backstage. Have you ever been doing something on your phone, you know, playing a game or reading Twitter, and it rings and just scares you? What the hell is that? So I got this email from my manager, and he said, so I just wanted to let you know, I talked to this person at the network, and they love you. They think you're fantastic, and they really want to find something to do with you. But it's not going to be this particular show because they've decided to go a different way. And I said, oh, all right. Do we know which way they decided to go? And he said, yes, they've actually decided to develop this show for Tori Spelling.
Who's Tori Spelling?
The actress who does.
And I just emailed back, WTF? And then the phone rang. And it was my manager, and he said, are you upset? You know? And I said, well, I'm upset for television. Now I'm going to tell you a story. I used to write a weekly column for the LA Weekly, our local alternative paper in Los Angeles. And at the same time that I was writing a column for the LA Weekly, I was also a columnist for the Suicide Girls newswire on the internet. And one week, two things happened that overlapped. And I decided that I would turn these two things into two separate columns that were connected to one another. One I wrote for my column at the LA Daily and LA Weekly, and the other one I wrote for my column at Suicide Girls. And these they're not from any books or anything. They're just stories that I like. And I wanted to do something different today that I haven't done before, because I'm starting to feel like I'm just going to concerts and playing Freebird and not really playing any of the other songs. So this is either going to be cool because you've never heard it before, or it's going to be like when you go to see that band that you like and they go, all right, now we're going to play some of our new stuff. Come on, Boston, we don't want to hear the new stuff. So this is a story. These are two stories about the Atari 2600. The first one is titled, "Have you played Atari today?" About 12 years ago, my wife and I pulled her original Atari 2600 out of storage and hooked it up to our television. We set it on the floor next to my Sega Genesis. So now everyone has a classic gaming reference that they can relate to. And we showed it to our kids. "What's that?" one of them asked. "This is how we started playing video games at home when we were kids," I said. "Yeah, your uncle and I got this for Christmas in 1977, my wife said. "Man, you guys are old," said our son Nolan, who was 5 at the time. "We are totally old," I said, not knowing that 10 years later he and I would have to stop playing Frisbee in front of our house because I had hurt my old when I tripped over the curb trying to catch up with one of his more powerful throws. We all looked at it together. Once shiny silver switches jutted from the top of a sleek black body was wrapped in faux wood grain. Faux wood grain was everywhere in the 70s. Faux wood grain and airbrushing. Black rubber cords snaked around it, ending in the iconic joystick controllers that are woven tightly into the fabric of my youth. A cardboard box, its edges revealing the passage of time as clearly as its contents, sat on the floor beside it. Inside, 20 game cartridges waited, keys to a time machine.